Hi, guys and girls. I hope you're all well, and once again, thank you for your patience and unwavering support. My daughter is healing nicely, saw her doctor yesterday again, and he is happy with her progress. Unfortunately, my body finally gave up the struggle, and I was really sick on Thursday and Friday. But I also feel much better today, just a little tired. But I've learned my lesson now. There is no point in playing tough. Sometimes you just have to admit you're sick and go to bed. I think sleeping all afternoon yesterday actually made the difference, and it is the reason why I'm feeling so much better today. So, where do we start? I know everyone is talking about Meghan's visit to Uvalde, and although I was one of the first to break the news on YouTube on my community page, I did not have a voice at the time and thus could not do a video, which I think was a blessing in disguise, as I likely would have said some things which would be better left unsaid. However, I do want to briefly revisit the subject. What I hate most about Meghan's inappropriate actions is not always that she is doing it. We know who she is and we know what she is capable of. What I hate most are those who think it is okay to not only come out and defend her, but who think that it is okay to abuse others in the process of defending Meghan. If they think that is compassion in action, then they are sadly mistaken. Anyway, because of this, there are new debates rising all over. Debates like Netflix saying they did not send a crew with Meghan, and Sugars and others saying, you see, she went out of compassion and as a private citizen. And then there are others saying they are all lying because there were Netflix cameras. Well, guys, right there, you have the very reason why Meghan should not have gone there in the first place. Instead of us all having meaningful conversations about how we could perhaps minimize things like this happening again, we are all here arguing about whether there were Netflix cameras or not, instead of the bereaved families getting the spotlight. We are arguing about Meghan and Netflix. We are doing exactly what Meghan ordered and wished for. So let me help everyone out here with the truth, and I know there will be some who won't listen anyway and still argue. But so be it. From my side, it's the truth and nothing but. Now, what I got from someone who was right there, it is said that Meghan arrived with security and a private photographer and crew. Nobody in Uvalde said or identified those photographers and crew as working for Netflix. Netflix has just conveniently become the buzzword and the excuse for everything Meghan and Harry does. Now this is utter rubbish. Netflix are not producing any of Harry and Meghan's projects. They are not the producers of Heart of Invictus, nor were they producing Pearl or any of the other supposed projects the Harkles are busy with. Meghan brought a photographer and crew which she likely hired, and it does not matter who else they may work for or freelance for. When they got onto that plane with Meghan Markle and stepped off in Uvalde, they were working for her, working for Meghan Markle. and likely were paid by Archwell Productions. Whether the footage will make it into a Netflix documentary one day is an absolute moot point. The entire point is that Meghan Markle went to the site of a horrific incident while emotions were still raw and people have barely started mourning, and she brought cameras to film her being there. Those are the facts. And that is the most vile, disgusting behavior and about 100 times worse than even I expected from her. And yes, my dears, I am a naive person and I'm so sorry about that. But that is who I am. Certain creators are now on about royal protocol, how royals rather send a note of condolence as they know it is not appropriate to walk into the situation and take the limelight or the focus off the real victims, which is 100% right and 100% correct in behavior and decorum. But my friends, it is not just about being royal or royal behavior, is it? Let's be blunt here. Do you rush over to where there had been a major incident or accident in your town or your county just so that you can feel part of the drama? Or do you sit behind your television or your laptop or even watch the news on your phone? Maybe your heart is actually really breaking for the victims. Maybe you cry a little or hug your own family a little closer. And maybe when calls start going out for help, be it financial help or calls for food or clothing, you do what you can and make a contribution. Maybe you even make a post somewhere on social media expressing your condolences. Whatever you do not jump on a plane or in a car and fly or drive 1,000 kilometers or 1,000 miles, excuse me, just to go see or have your photograph taken at such a site. That, my dears, is just sick. So, if it is sick for you to do something like that, why would anyone think it is okay for Meghan Markle to do so? Where I live, we call people who do that ambulance chasers, and they are normally from the cheap attorney or insurance salesman fraternity, or even thieves who want to see what they can score from the accident site. So, in my opinion, Meghan went to score a headline and a photograph at the site of a horrific incident, and therefore she is nothing but an ambulance chaser. And for those who are still naive enough to think this is all nonsense, I'm so sorry to tell you that Meghan was also photographed where she was peering over the shoulder of a photographer at the photos they had just taken, likely choosing which ones to send out to the media. And if you are still on the fence about whether Meghan Markle is a good person or not, while all of this is taking place, Meghan's own blood, her father, is still in hospital 3 hours drive from her home or an hour's flight from her Montecito mansion, and she can't be bothered to go to see him. So, what else is there that we can make excuses for her for? I would like to hear those. Now, with the Jubilee celebrations kicking off in earnest in the less than a week. I am truly conflicted. I have to be very honest here. I am a real fangirl, or at least had been a real fangirl when it came to big royal celebrations. I always have my biscuits and tea ready, or cookies, or chips, or whatever, and the kids know they must leave me alone while I'm watching. However, this year, with the biggest celebration of all, I am so lackluster, so semi-disinterested, almost semi-irritable. It's difficult to explain. It is just as if the fantasy and the sparkle had gone out of the royal family for me. Even those I like and still appreciate are slowly becoming just another cog in the wheel for me. And I'm sad about it because, face it, the British royals used to be the adult equivalent of a fairy tale for us. But now the waters have been tainted and become a little hard to swallow. Okay, my dears, as you can hear, my voice and throat is not exactly what it's supposed to be. So I'm going to break up my next few videos into shorter videos just to make it easier on myself. So I'll be back soon with another video. So until then, please take good care of yourselves. Bye.